What up, everybody? This your boy Brandon Pops Griffin. You know what it is when you hear my voice. It's Babyface Hills. We in the building. We rounding up day 2, or should I say night 2 of the Bright Lights, baby. WrestleMania 39. That's what we doing. But before I do anything, let me let y'all know my crew. 2 out of my 4 guys that's with me. To my left, Menace Red.
Yo, yo, yo.
To my right, Ricky Bobby.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
And we about to break this down. Before we dive in deep, Ricky Bobby, tell them what they need to do.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you are notified every single time we drop.
Do all of that. Stop playing yourself. You know you're getting some of the best content here. You even hear it when the stars are on the big stage. They quoting. Because they watching. They lurking. I hear them. I see them. It's all good, though. We certainly appreciate that. But without me doing all my freestyle MC and stuff, I'm going to give the mic to the guy who you came to hear, the guy who keeps us on the track, my guy, Menace Red. Talk to us, man.
Yo, so night 2, WrestleMania 39, like we said, in the Saturday review, one of the best WrestleManias in a while, top to bottom. We're going to just start. Sunday night opened up with Omos versus Brock Lesnar. How'd you guys feel about this match?
Another sigh moment. I was not a fan. I really don't understand how Brock got the win. Omos was really owning him the whole match, but not a fan of the match. I don't like the match. It was terrible. Another kickoff show type match, and that's what I'm really gonna say on it.
All right, so I'm not going to be as harsh as my man Ricky Bobby is, all right? First and foremost, shout-outs to Brock and Omos because it went 6 minutes. The match went longer than 2 minutes, so we'll take that. At first, Omos was looking like, you know, how we've been seeing their encounters the last few times on Raw, which was he was kind of manhandling Brock, manhandling the Beast like we've never seen him manhandled before. But then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, the Beast showed us who he is. And picking up that 400-pound giant and putting him in the F5 and getting the pin. So, you know, I thought that was pretty interesting that they did not have Brock take the L, but he actually won the match. So that was pretty cool. I don't know where Omos goes from here. I already know where Brock goes, where he is, up. He's always up. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not in. I don't know what they're going to do with Big Omos. So I hope they figure out something that'll work good for him. But as far as Brock, like I said, he's fine. He's still up, and I'm sure he's going to be involved. He's always a draw. So as long as they got him around, he's going to be involved.
Yeah, based on the expectations that we had for this match, technically it exceeded. It went past 2 minutes. Yeah. 6-minute match, like Pop said. We knew what we were going to get, though. And Brock Lesnar was able to German suplex, take Omos Suplex City, and he was able to hit him with the F5.
Yeah.
And he got the pin and got the win, so not much else to say on that one. Next, we move on to the women's 4-way tag. We had Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Shotzi and Natalya versus Sonya Deville. Glad to see her back. And Chelsea Green. How'd you guys feel about that?
So I thought this match was pretty good, but I will say what I was disappointed at. How does Shotzi not bring out the tank at WrestleMania?
Right.
That like we got to talk to whoever's in charge. Like, come on, man, y'all know that was wrong. All right,
yeah.
For that, they were wrong for that. But other than that, the match was a really good match. I thought the ladies performed really well. I actually thought Liv and Raquel was going to take it. You know what I'm saying? Because they were doing their thing, but ultimately it finished the way that it should with Ronda and Shayna. You know, they should be standing in the ring. They should be, you know, the butt-kicking women team. Like, they should be destroying every time they're in the ring. So they got the win. We'll see what it's going to lead to because we know who the champions are.
Right.
And so we'll see exactly where this goes. But I was pleased with the match.
The only thing I wasn't feeling about this match is I don't feel like Ronda and Shayna did enough.
Yeah, Ronda, that's what I was going to say.
Ronda just came in at the end and pretty much got the win, which is cool. But She said it herself, she didn't even break a sweat. She was on the outside of the ring the whole time. It looked like Shayna might have legitimately got hurt on her foot. Her shoes or her boot was off at the end of the match, and Ronda's arm is still healing up, so maybe that could have been the reason. I would have liked to see Liv and Raquel win, just because I like that team. I feel like they were all over the match, and they can carry the division, I think. But either way, excited to see what happens with a team like Ronda and Shayna, and they're giving them the win, so obviously they think what everybody else thinks, that they should be pretty dominant in this women's tag team division.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. I just didn't like the ending, how they weren't really doing anything in the match, and they came in and got the win. I'm excited to see where they go forward. I'm confused on what the match was for, because next week on Raw is Liv and Raquel versus Lita and Becky, but Ronda and Shayna won the match. So I'm confused what that all was for. It doesn't make sense at all.
Sounds like Vince is back.
Yeah, but maybe they have like a plan to tie it in or something. But that's where I'm lost at right now.
Yo, speaking of Vince being back, what is up with the porn star mustache?
The mustache, right?
What's up with that?
Yeah, maybe it's his disguise. I seen they were saying he was at, I think it was the Royal Rumble with it, and then they were like, oh no, it was a fake mustache. So I don't know what's up with that guy. But shout out to our guy, Ricky's favorite wrestler, Bobby Lashley.
Excuse me?
No, but seriously, shout out to Bobby Lashley. Won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, whatever that means.
Right.
Shout out to him. The final four was LA Knight, Strowman, and Bronson Reed. He overcame two pretty big dudes to win that, so that's cool.
Can't believe LA Knight was in the final four.
Shout outs to LA Knight.
Man, we needed LA Knight to host with Miz, bro.
Where was King Woods?
Yeah, where was King Woods?
King Woods was chilling backstage, doing his little improv.
Oh yeah, he was promoing the game.
Oh yeah.
Up, down, down. Next we had a great match, maybe match of the weekend. Intercontinental Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Gunther. Woo! We also had Titus O'Neil. We didn't talk about this enough. Titus O'Neil is doing commentary on a few of these matches for WrestleMania. Yeah. He's trying to do color and play-by-play.
Yeah. It
was great though. It was entertaining, but
my man is the global ambassador for the WWE. Okay, like this dude he's doing his thing right now. There was some things he said during the match I couldn't help myself. I was crying. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like when he said, "If you hit me like that, I'm calling 911." I was like, "Yo, that was great." But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, also a note about Titus O'Neil. He was commentating for night one, the men's Fatal 4-Way Tag, and they brought up a storyline. Like Corey Graves brings up something about the storyline that's going on, and Titus O'Neil basically admit he doesn't watch Raw. he's like, I heard about that. I mean, I watched it too. But into this Intercontinental Championship match, crazy, hard hitting, also a little bit of high flying. I'll let you guys get into it though.
I was impressed. It was very impressive. I didn't think the match was going to be bad, obviously, but I didn't think that it was going to be like one of my match of the weekend contenders, and I was very impressed on how it played out. Good win for Gunther. I don't think I predicted him to win, but it was a nice match. It went longer than I thought too. I was very overall impressed.
You didn't think that match was going to be a match of the weekend candidate?
No.
Really?
No.
Why not?
I just didn't think it was going to be that good of a match. I mean, I don't think that everyone that had in the ring was versatile. I think they all have they do similar stuff. So I can't see how the match could go for longer, be very entertaining for the period of time it was going for. But it was. I was proven wrong.
I will say this about those three guys that was in there. First, congratulations to my man Gunther. And he's closing in on some days now here. I think by the time the next SmackDown show comes up, he's going to be over 300 days as champion. So that's awesome. We haven't had that in a very long time. He's reigning and defending for sure. Sheamus and Drew, I thought, did a great job. I mean, all the clubs and the chops. I mean, even some submission holds we saw. These guys are really, really taking it to each other. The interaction through the fans going back and forth. It was pretty awesome for an intercontinental match. More importantly, for guys that size to go the distance and everybody, you know, getting the job done. It's not just one guy in there carrying it, trying to make everybody look good. No, they were working well with each other, man. So this definitely has some room to go even further than where it is now. But Gunther, man, is looking like that dude, man.
Yeah, I'll give you guys some behind-the-scenes babyface heels info. The day of, I saw a workout video that Sheamus did with Drew McIntyre. You guys might have saw that. And I sent it to our group chat saying that these guys are talking like they're coming to steal the show.
Yes,
and they came out and showed Sheamus gave Drew 29 clubs over the rope to the chest.
Crazy.
And after that, like 2 minutes later, Drew McIntyre comes in and hits a swanton bomb, clears the top rope over outside the ring. Gunther hit that same power bomb. He power bombed them onto each other again, this time in the match to win the match, which was great.
That ending was really good.
The ending was great. The match was good. Like Pop said, everyone pitched in. Everyone's hitting each other hard. You could tell it's three guys that are passionate about pro wrestling. They're trying to give it the best show. And honestly, I knew Gunther was gonna win, but the fan in me was like, Sheamus might actually win this.
Yes.
It looked very possible that Sheamus was gonna win. The crowd was into it the whole way through. The crowd was into a lot of these matches. Like the good matches, the crowd was really receptive. 80,000 people all going crazy on their feet, which was great to see. But yeah, that was a great match. Happy Gunther retained, and I don't see who could beat him. I mean, Riddle just came back, but who knows what he's going to be doing.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, though, they're not going to allow... I don't see them allowing Gunther to drop it to just anybody, bro.
Nah, he's a guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. He looks way too good in there. And then, bro, he has his team, but the team don't even come down to the ring. They just let you know, oh, hell, Gunther. And it's like, okay, and then y'all stay back. I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no Brawling Brutes interference, no Imperium interference, which was good to see. Just straight up triple threat. When's the last time we got like a straight up triple threat match that was good, clean, and everybody was involved in the finish? It was great.
Yeah.
Up next, we had a match that impressed myself. Raw Women's Championship, Asuka versus Bianca Belair, the EST. How'd you guys feel about this one?
As we know, I don't know if this is an appropriate word to use, but I was a heavy activist for this match. I was very excited for it, even though everyone else on the Babyface Hills roster was hating on it. We
were not fans of the build, not the match.
And I thought it was very impressive, good match. Kind of same old from Bianca, but I did think that Asuka did drive her a little bit further than what we tend to see from her. I can't believe Asuka is 0-5 at WrestleMania. Like she's never won a WrestleMania match. So she's 0-5 at Mania. I think that's crazy. I think that I thought I didn't know that she never won a WrestleMania match, but overall excited, and it was a great match in my opinion. It wasn't a match of the night on Sunday, but it was a very good one.
Yeah, I do think Asuka, or the match or the moment, whatever it was, brought out a little bit more in Bianca Belair, and that's all we were really asking for. We can't really complain about the build anymore because that is what it is. But it was a good match, not as good as Charlotte and Rhea, but very close. If Charlotte and Rhea was a 10 out of 10, this match was about 8.9, 9 out of 10. It was good.
Man, this is why we love you, because you have such a great heart. You're just such a gentleman. I'm gonna tell the truth. Okay. Shout outs to the EST for getting her W, as we predicted she would retain. We knew Asuka would push her when we first heard the match being announced. I'll reiterate again, that was the excitement, because we knew Asuka could push her and we could see more. And we could see more out of the EST. That was the goal. I think we did see more out of her. She showed her strength, she showed her abilities. We saw all that, and she picked up the W. Did not like, though, that Asuka missed the blue miss. I thought that could have added a little bit more to the match, especially if Bianca could have found a way to overcome that. But that's not the case. Obviously, we know which was the better women's.
But why are we comparing the two matches in general? Why can't we let them be great on their own? Like, why did you have to finish up your statement saying that was women's match or whatever you had said?
I said that the best women's championship match was Rhea Ripley taking on Charlotte, the Queen of Darkness versus the Queen of Diamonds. It was the best women's tag team, women's championship match that we saw over the weekend, for sure.
Why can't you just give Bianca and Asuka their props and leave it at that? Why do you have to compare?
Because they're both women's championship matches. That's why they're going to be compared. And I do give them both their props. As predicted, Asuka will push her. Asuka did push her. We wanted to see more. We did see a little bit more. But on the other side, we knew that Rhea had to take the championship. She did take it because Charlotte was not just going to give it to her. Remember, if you remember, it took a Rhea bomb off the top ropes to finally finish it. Prior to that, she had flipped Charlotte over her head off the top ropes. Okay, she had already flipped her over here and flipped her over there. And Charlotte was still coming back, trying to put her in the leg lock and hitting her and coming right at her. So that match was just, to me, a lot better. Again, on the Richter scale, if we're saying that the match over here with SmackDown's Women's Championship was a 10, then I'm going to say straight up the Raw's Women's Championship match at best was a 7. At best.
Oh, wow.
I'm not
7.
I'm not arguing with you about why you think the match is good, and it's not like, yeah, she threw her here, she threw her there, it was a good match, but we're on a whole different day, so I don't feel the need for you to like.
Same show though.
No, it's not.
It's WrestleMania 39,
but it's different night.
2-night event.
But you're not comparing Austin Theory and John Cena versus Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus, and they're both.
You want me to rate that? Because if I rate that, my boy Cena might be calling me up like, bro, did you forget who I am? I don't even want to rate that, okay? Because that's my man. I don't even want to rate that.
That's the point. You don't have to rate it because it's in its own caliber, so there's no need to compare it. We're not comparing anything else thus far, so why are we comparing this? We didn't compare the two men's fatal 4-way and the women's fatal 4-way, so why are we comparing this? I think you should be able to give someone their props. And if you think it was a 7, or you think it was a 7, we can just move on. I don't think that there's any need to discredit anything.
Are you related to Bianca in any way?
Seriously, you gotta let me know, man, because I'm wondering.
Are you related to Charlotte Flair in any way?
I'm wondering.
All right,
might be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Rick is probably my grandfather. I grew up on Rick. You know what I'm saying? I've been wooing since I was a kid. Don't play with me. Woo!
But on the serious note, I did enjoy this match a lot. Like I said, in my opinion, it was like a 9 out of 10. The only thing I didn't like, but I get it, was the finish. I definitely get it. Bianca went for the kiss of death. She went for the kiss of death. Asuka reverses it into an armbar. Then Bianca reverses it into a successful KOD, which was. It's wrestling, so it is what it is. I just didn't like that. And before all that happened, Bianca had dodged the miss, which, like Pop said, it would have been cool if she fought out of it.
It would have been more impressive if she would have hit the KOD with the mist on her face.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I don't take away anything from the EST. That's the sister. I'm glad to see her up there holding the belt down. I just want to see her do more than just show us how strong she is and how athletic she is. I would love to see her put somebody in the submission hold. I would love to see if she had to mat wrestle a little bit doing that. So there's some other things that's in her game that needs to be done. That's all.
Fair enough. Moving on, we have our host again, The Miz, with our co-host Snoop D-O Double G. This was cool. Miz addressed the audience and someone's music hit. I'll let you guys say what happened from there.
Here comes the money. My man Shane O'Mac was in the house. And it was great to see Shane O'Mac. Yeah. Until it wasn't great to see Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, poor Shane, man. I hope he's okay. I see everyone's making jokes. Nobody even mentioned it. I hope Shane's alright. But yeah, Shane O'Mac hit the ring. Him and Miz were supposed to have an impromptu match. Even a ref came out. And Shane starts Miz off the ropes, and he goes for he goes to hop over, and he landed wrong. Something went wrong with his leg, and everything went haywire from there. Snoop Dogg had to step in and beat up the Miz. He crip walked his way into a people's elbow while Shane is just being carted out of the ring. So that was a crazy segment, but entertaining. Shout out Snoop Dogg for being a pro.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Snoop Dogg for sure.
After that, we had a sleeper of the great match. Brood Edge coming out under the ground, Flames versus the Demon Finn Balor. How'd you guys feel about this match?
Wow, I was, I talked about it so many times in this podcast. I was super stoked for this match, and I had no disappointments. But from the entrance to just the match as a whole, it was very impressive. I think it was honestly, that match really, probably not my match of the night on this night, but probably one of my favorite ones to watch. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Edge, shout out to Finn, you know what I'm saying? Demon Finn is crazy, you know what I'm saying? But Edge, man, just still being able to get in there and get it done, man. It was a great match. And Edge gets to win, so that was good. I heard my boy Finn had to get 13 stitches in the back of his head, which is crazy.
He caught a ladder shot to the face, no hands up, nothing.
Yeah, so it was really going down in that cell, man.
Yeah.
So, but it was definitely what was left to be desired. As we were talking before about this build-up and getting ready, and when we started talking about what was on the card, there was showstopper matches. We've mentioned a few already. But this was definitely one of those that was wow, oh my, wow. So great job by those guys for getting it done. And I'm glad that Finn is well and still able to do his thing. It wasn't nothing too serious to keep him out. So thank God for that.
Yeah, definitely a violent, hard-hitting match. Creative as well. Finn jumping off the side of the cell. Edge trapping Finn in the corner with kendo sticks.
Yeah, that was tough.
The only thing that was a little bit corny was in the beginning of the match, a lot of the weapons were spray painted the colors the guys represented. So
I didn't like that.
Edge's weapons were spray painted red and Finn's were purple to represent Judgment Day. It's kind of corny, but other than that, man, a great solid match. Definitely memorable, full of highlights. The table spots are actually good. And Edge got the win, which I was very surprised at. But either way, I feel like this is also Finn will get just due to casual fans with the match like this, which is always good. And up next, the show that we have been waiting to see. Undisputed Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns versus Dusty Son Cody Rhodes. How did you guys feel about this match?
Ooh, you already know what it is, man. Tribal Chief holding it down, getting it done. You should have watched the match. I ain't about to say no. Nah, I'm gonna tell a whole lot of juicy details because this was great. Okay, first and foremost, they were smash mouth, and shout out to Cody. Cody really put on a good show. Okay. And shout out to his family. They started out the match. I mean, he had a good almost 10 minutes just on his music and saying hi to his family and doing all those great things. So I thought all that was pretty cool. But once we got to the match, Tribal Chief accompanied by, his bodyguard and the Wise Men. So he had Solo with him. And it was great. Then they kicked Solo out. And then finally my guys come through, do what they do. And then all of a sudden, my man Solo comes back and he hits Cody with the spike, bro. And finally, as you touched on before, Red, that's still a finisher. That never got taken away as being a finisher. The spike, the spear, it's a wrap. Tribal Chief still holding it down. Bloodline still in control. On the way to 1,000, baby. As my boy Bischoff used to say, we are in control. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different.
Yeah, honestly, that match was really good. Going into it, thought Cody was going to get the win. Very, very upset and frustrated that he didn't get it. But we're going to see how it plays out the next few weeks. I do believe that after Roman hits that 1,000-day mark, he's probably going to drop the titles. Because I think that, I mean, he's like.
They said this is only the third inning of the Bloodline story. You know how many innings baseball has?
Baseball has 9 innings.
The third.
This is the third.
I mean, on social media and other things, I see a lot, and I just see a lot of people are saying that they're kind of getting sick of this Roman stuff. So I just wonder how, if they keep this going, how will they keep, like, I wonder how it will just turn out for the fans. Like, will we reach a decline? But other than that, the match was pretty good. I wish Cody would have got it and looking for something fresh, something new. But other than that, I give the match maybe similar to Bianca and Asuka, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think Jim Cornette made a good point. Similar to what Ricky Bobby is saying, is that it's a good story. It's cool to see Roman about to hit 1,000 days. But Jim Cornette said that people are into it until they're not into it anymore. And there's no really way to tell other than them not being into it anymore. But I think for right now, people are vested in Roman Reigns because he's so dominant, no one can beat him. And he's a hateable guy. And there's people who love him. Me personally, I love the character. I love everything they got going on with the bloodline. But there's people who are like, okay, bro, we're tired of this. We hate him so much. He has to lose. Cody was refreshing. And it's just a big letdown that Cody lost. But to break down this match real quick, it was a lot of stuff going on. Cody's entrance, like Pop said, was amazing. He had Luke Harper's son out there. He gave him his Cody belt, which was great. RP. What else happened in there? Solo was interfering, little shots here and there, but they were pretty much devastating. They hit Cody in the ribs with the chair, which Cody sold the rest of the match. Solo gets kicked out midway through the match, and it's just Roman and Cody going back and forth. And this is a match I really didn't know who was going to win until the final bell rang. Like Pop said, the Usos come out, they double super kick Cody. Then Sammy and Kevin come out, fight off the Usos. Then right when Cody has it won, he's about to hit his third crossroads in a row. Solo Sikoa comes back out, hoodied up, Samoan Spike, Roman Reigns double runs the rope, spear, game over. And Cody's just left sitting in the middle of the ring. Man, what a great story.
Great story. And shout out to Mr. Cornette too. Definitely a legend in the business. I will say this though, I don't necessarily see this ending anytime soon right now. Roman just looks too dominant, man, right now for them to have it drop. And
he's $1 billion man.
The $1 billion 3 years in a row, right? So, and the billions keep increasing. So it's 1 point. So it keeps increasing every year. I don't see it stopping.
Yeah, I don't see it stopping at all. Roman Reigns is dominant. I have something. So I have a theory about the end of the whole Roman Reigns reign and the whole bloodline thing. Since no one on the roster can beat him, he's beat everyone we deem formidable. I don't think anyone can beat the bloodline or Roman Reigns except the bloodline. I think they would have to literally implode like how they've been teasing for a while. It would have to be from the inside is the only way Roman Reigns loses. There's no, even if you have a crew, you're going to have to deal with 3 elite guys to fight off on top of the most elite guy in the business to fight off, which no one has been able to. Cody had Sammy and Kevin come in his match, and they still didn't account for Solo, and Solo made the difference. So unless the bloodline completely folds and implodes, I don't think anybody is going to beat Roman for a very long time.
Well, I mean, with no one else having gold except Roman, it's kind of back to, like, how are you this dominant group when only one person has the gold? It's
they just lost in the main event.
Exactly, they lost. They're not supposed to lose.
They just had 600 days.
Okay, they lost.
They're considered the greatest tag team right now.
Okay, I'm just saying they lost. Like, I don't.
How are they dominant? Because they lost.
I don't know. Okay, if you're gonna let me speak, I'm gonna speak. If not, I don't have to speak. I'm saying if you're saying no one's gonna beat the Bloodline because they're gonna have to go through all this, all that. The Bloodline is not as strong as it was once before at the moment. Like, it's not. So
what? How do you come to that conclusion?
No one has gold except Roman. The Usos just lost to the rivals, which they're supposed to beat. Like, I don't. Like, it's just not as dominant as it was run back 3 months ago.
How are they not as dominant when the main guy,
the Bloodline,
who's supposed to win, has won? You can't. What did Daniel say? You should have went for the head. As long as Roman has the titles, the Bloodline is the most dominant.
But why would I want
Relevancy Island?
Why would I want you with me if you just lost your titles and we're supposed to be the most dominant group in WWE?
Because they're family. It's not a regular crew.
Well, they turned
and
it before.
They helped him keep the titles.
They throw that family card a little too loose
after losing theirs.
I'm just saying that I don't think they're gonna stick around much longer, and I do think that Cody's gonna end up taking the titles from me.
So I'm gonna say
I hope
this.
so. I really hope Cody gets the title.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think that Cody is the guy because of some of the points
Who is?
Some of the obvious things that have been made out about Cody, and the fact that at the end of the day, the Bloodline still is intact. The belt that matters most is the belt that Roman has, which is the undisputed Universal Champion. That's what matters the most. So as long as he's the champion, that's going to matter. If it is about imploding and it is about the Bloodline beating him, well, that guy isn't even in the locker room right now. It would have to take the big cousin to come in and set him straight. So they would have to try to tie in some way with the elders and do that type of thing. I'm not sure with the big cuzzo's schedule, talking about Mr. Rock here, if he can even. I'm sure the idea intrigues him, and I'm sure he'd be wanting to do it, but he's so busy in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know if we could ever get that. And so with that being said, another guy to come in from another company, even with the following and the fans supporting him, right now Roman's still on the high, man. I mean, what he's doing for the business, this is arguably what he's able to do for WWE business right now is arguably the best since Hogan in the 80s, bro. This is what I'm saying. It's a difference. Hogan in the 80s on one side, Flair and Rose in the 80s on a whole nother side, the way they were bringing light and picking up the bags like that. That's what you have right now with Roman. It matters if guys in the Bloodline have belts, but it doesn't matter as long as they have the main belt. The main belt is the Undisputed Championship. The main guy is Roman. He's the tribal chief. And as long as he's on top with the undisputed titles, Wise Man's in his corner, it just looks really unstoppable right now.
It looked more unstoppable when they had the belts. I feel like if you're going to be a dominant faction or just a dominant group, you're going to want people who are under you to look dominant as well. And right now, at this current moment, they don't.
But look at every faction, right? Every faction goes through this high where everybody's got gold, and then they may lose some gold in between, but as long as they don't lose the priority gold, which is always going to be that World's Heavyweight Champion or that World's Universal, those are the main belts. Any faction you look at.
That's Roman's priority, is keeping his belts.
Even faction you look at. You can even go back to NWO. It was all about making sure they kept that big belt.
Right now in the Bloodline, the keeping the titles, that's Roman's priority.
It's not. Yes, if it was solely Roman's priority, then why did the Usos jump in? Why did Solo jump in?
After they lost their match.
The Usos make sure that that was their priority. That they should have took care of business, but they didn't. That their priorities, they should have been keeping their priorities in check and keeping their titles, but they didn't.
So who's the most dominant faction in WWE right now?
The Bloodline.
So what are we talking about?
What other factions are there?
Probably, arguably, they got a good argument for even in history as a faction, bro. They got a strong argument. When you could say our top guy has had the belt for going on 1,000 days. Our tag team had the belt for over 600 days.
Yeah, I don't get.
You got to name another faction that was able to do that, bro. It's hard. And I'm talking about NWO, Four Horsemen, DX, Evolution. Go through them. Add up the timelines. Like, this is pretty dominant. It really is.
Yeah, I'm not getting what you're saying. If they were the most dominant when the Usos had the titles and the Usos dropped the titles and they're still the most dominant, I don't understand how that makes them less dominant.
And shout out to KO and Sammy, but if we're being real, I think Red touched on this earlier. Like, yo, from that beginning of that match to mid part of the match, the Usos looked like, bro, this was easy money tonight. You know what I'm saying? They was out there. They was smashing them boys. Okay, they was smashing them.
Yeah.
Oh, pause.
But definitely a more than solid WrestleMania 39 night 2. A lot of people were upset, but the point of the business is not to make people happy, but to make people feel anything. So I think they definitely did that. Like I said, I was on the edge of my seat for the main event. I did not know who was going to win. I thought Cody was going to win at certain spots. I thought Roman might win at certain spots. It was crazy. A lot of very 2.5 close calls. It was great. On to the Raw review. So till next time, Babyface Heels Gang signing out.
Showstopper.
Right. Whoa, I moved a little too fast. Okay, Ricky Bobby, you first. What was your showstopper match of the night, moment of the night? Of the whole 2 nights.
The whole 2 nights, either the Hell in a Cell match or Sammy and KO versus the Usos when they made the Bloodline less dominant.
Showstopper match for me, Sunday night Intercontinental match. Gunther, Drew, Sheamus, Smash Mouth all night. You had to give him to it on that. And then for Saturday night for me, it's kind of obvious, the Queen of Darkness and the Queen of Diamonds. That's my showstoppers right there.
Yeah, I would say my showstopper would definitely be Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus. Highlight for me was actually the men's 4-way tag. It really it was a good match for me. I really enjoyed that one. So till the Raw review, we'll catch you. Babyface Heels Gang signing off. Wrestling has more than one royal family. We still them ones. Y'all be good out there.